Hi everybody, welcome back. So today, as promised, I'm going to be reviewing the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Powder Foundation. I have this in the shade 260, and I really wanted to do this because I had tried the L'Oreal version, like the L'Oreal Infallible Powder Foundation, and that one didn't work out so hot for me. It's not very good for dry skin, at least on my skin it wasn't very good. And I really wanted to try this one because I've heard great things about this one, even though if you have dry skin, it's supposed to be really good. So if you want to see what my thoughts are on it, then let's get into the video. So we'll get right into it. So I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'R, the Soft Matte Powder Foundation. And I have this in the shade 260. Hopefully it's a good shade match for me. I do have some of that self-tanner on, so we'll see how it blends together. But it is a beautiful little packaging. I know I showed it to you on one of my earlier videos, but to actually do a review on it, I'm very happy to do this. I have high hopes that it is going to be way better than the that L'Oreal Infallible powder foundation that I tried. But first of all, just beautiful, beautiful packaging. I think I showed you guys this on the one video, but there's the actual foundation. And what I like about this one is it has two mirrors. So there is a mirror here, and there's also a mirror there. So you don't have to go back and forth when you have the applicator, and that's what it comes with. So the applicator is just sitting underneath here. It's just very soft applicator. So what I'll do is, I wasn't very successful with that L'Oreal one using a brush on the one side. We'll see how much different this one is, and I'll just maybe try it on the half of my face first. And then I have a few other little Fenty beauty products. I don't have a lot of her line, but I do like the line just because of what her message is about being cruelty-free, being vegan. So as I apply those products, I'll do that on camera, but the rest of the makeup I'll do off camera. And for my new viewers out there, if you haven't watched a foundation review video before of mine, how I usually do it is there's like a very same routine. I have all of my skincare on, I have my moisturizer, my sunscreen on, and I have not applied any primer. When I'm testing out a foundation, I don't usually like to use a primer underneath because I want to see the how the actual product's going to work on my skin. So, and that's regardless of whether it's a liquid or a powder. So this one, same thing, I'm not going to put any primer on, and usually with this one, because it is a powder already, I'm not going to need to set it. And then just to give you a little bit of details about the actual foundation. So it is $47 Canadian. It looks like it has about 50 shades. So just an absolute amazing shade range. I really enjoy that. I love that she's done that. And so, like I said to you before, it's vegan, long wearing, medium coverage, cruelty free, matte finish, and the claims is a light as air powder foundation that gives you light to full coverage with a soft matte finish. It's free of parabens, and it is also vegan, gluten free, cruelty free. This powder delivers a non-cakey blurred finish with a no flashback. The buildable, light to full coverage formula loves to be layered without setting it into fine lines or clogging the look of pores. Interesting, okay? It's also sweat, humidity, and crease resistant, plus it has a chic portable compact, which I did like. I do really like the packaging, it's very pretty. And then a couple of other things that I did before, like off camera, is I applied some eyeshadow primer. So it's the Milani one that I'm using as my eyeshadow primer. You can tell I've already done my eyebrows, and I just used my L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. And under my eyes, I did go ahead and use the Fenty Skin, the Flash Nap, the eye cream. I'm absolutely loving this stuff. It is so rich and creamy and really does a nice job of priming under my eyes. It's a 2-in-1 eye cream, so it's an eye cream plus a primer. So I thought that was a fantastic idea. So I have that set, and then we're just gonna start going in with the foundation. And I think I'll just start kind of in here. You can see it's a little bit dark for me. It's hard to shade match. I find powder foundations are harder to shade match than liquid foundations are, but that's okay. We can work with that, and it's fine because I have a little bit of a tan on my face anyhow. But it's blending really nicely. will bring it just down my neck area here. So far, I mean, it's very soft on the skin, and it's not leaving me, at this point, not looking too like a dry. Now, I don't know about you, but my skin is really dry right now. I don't know why. I mean, we've just started getting some sunny weather, but usually my skin doesn't get that dry so early, but oh my goodness, it's quite dry. So I have like heavily moisturized my skin today, just because I knew this was going to be the powder foundation. But I like how it's just like one swoop, and it really has given me like nice coverage. I would probably go to maybe a little bit of a shade lighter. And this one, I don't know, this particular shade to me looks like it has just a slight little like a gray cast to it. But for the most part, we'll see how it works by the end of the night. And I am going to do like a full wear test on this one. I have a really dry patch right here. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. So it may stick to those areas that I have like actual dry spots right now. Okay, so I did bring you in just a little bit closer, and you can kind of see the one half side that I have already done. The color, the shade is a little bit off. I can see that, like it's just maybe just a tinge too dark, which is unfortunate. But otherwise, I'm looking for more of the effects of how the foundation's going to work. I can always work with the shade, that's fine. I can see in here that it is blurring a little bit of this area right in here. And so far it feels very nice. Like it's very comfortable on the face. It feels very light. It doesn't feel like very drying on my face right now. So we'll see how that works throughout the rest of the day. So I'm just going to quickly do this side here. On the other side, I'm just going to use the applicator. I'm not going to use the brush or anything like that. Like I'm just looking again, it does not look drying at all. Like the L'Oreal one did look drying. As soon as I put it on, I could tell. But this one doesn't have that same look to it. Now the only thing I can see it's doing on this side right here is I do have a dry patch. Like I was saying, my skin's really dry right now. So there is a little dry patch right here, and it's clinging to it. But other than that, I mean, I would expect that from a powder foundation. Of course, it's going to do that. The one thing I like about powder foundations is they just are one of those ones that you can just kind of quickly put on if you're, in a rush and trying to get out the door. You just throw them on and head out. You can miss a few steps. You don't have to put like a liquid foundation on and then put powder on top of that to set it and everything. This is already set to go. All right, so this is both sides done now. I'm really liking it. I think it looks very smooth, and it has blurred my pores in this area here. And at this point, it's really not settling into my fine lines. I know with that L'Oreal one, it was already, even as soon as I put it on, it started settling. So I'm having high hopes for this one. I really am. It does kind of give you like a really kind of an airbrushed, flawless look. So I'm very happy with how it's turning out so far. I'm just going to quickly do my concealer, and then we'll get into the eyeshadow portion. Okay, so all the foundation's on, the concealer's on, so we're going to go in with the eyeshadow now. So I have the Fenty Beauty, it's just the number 1 eyeshadow palette, and this is in True Neutrals, because I love my neutrals. So it's a very, very nice little palette. Just some really nice warm shades. This would be like perfect for the fall. So we'll go in with this one right here. It's like a beige. That'll be a nice transition shade. And I believe it's called Hooky Rookie. And this one also does have a nice little mirror as well. I like it when brands include mirrors with their products. I'm finding it sometimes it's weird when the color in the palette is sometimes not the color that you see on your eyes. Like this color doesn't look like at all what I have on my eyes right now. Okay, well let's see if we can warm this up slightly. And this one down here is called Come and Get It. And I'm just going to apply that. We'll see how these are actually quite pigmented, but we'll just apply it to the V part here and see how it all blends together. And then I think I'm just going to put a little bit of shimmer on my lid, because I always love shimmer on my lids. So this color here, I think it's called Velvet Cuffs. So it's that one right there. It has just a little bit of satiny finish to it, but I will use my finger to apply this one. But like these shades, they feel literally like butter on your fingers, like if, as you put your finger in them. Oh my goodness. And that's a nice shade. It's kind of gives me like a little bit of a goldy kind of shimmery look. And then I'm just going to take that same brush and just kind of blend it, make sure it's all blended together. All right, so I'm just going to quickly go finish off the eyes, and I will be right back. There's a couple of other Fenty products that I'm going to use, and then we'll get on with testing the foundation. So I thought I would just keep it more of a simple look today, just because I want the focus to be on the foundation. For my eyes, I just went in with the Makeup by Mario. This is the Master Pigment Pro Pencil, the perfect brown shade. Absolutely love this pencil. And then I also went in with my Clinique High Impact Mascara. Love this mascara. And for my face, I just used the L'Oreal True Match Illumi Bronze It. Such a great, versatile bronzer. Doesn't kind of give me that really gray casting bronzy look. I love this one. And then I went in with the Maybelline Fit Me blush. And I have this is just Coral, number 35 Coral. So I just threw all of that on, and I will always have everything listed down below of what products I'm using. But for highlighter today, I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty. This is the Killawatt Freestyle Highlighter Duo. So on one side, it's Mean Money, and the other side is Hustla Baby. But very, very pretty highlighters. So I think I'll go in with this one first, because the other one has a bit of a more of a goldy shade to it. So I will try this one first, and we'll see how highlighted that makes me. So that's more of just a really subtle highlighter. So if that's kind of your jam, then you would like that color. Yeah, that's just really pretty. I think that's really nice. Now if I was to go in on the other side, this one is really pigmented. I can tell this is already going to just kind of light me up probably. Okay, so I'm just going to put a tiny bit. Oh yeah, I can already see it. Yes, that's a little bit different, but again, it's not, I mean, it's not overpowering where it's like a total blinding highlight. But yeah, see how that's really lit up the old cheekbones. And then the more subtle highlighter, I'm going to just kind of put down my nose and on my Cupid's bow. And then my lips, I just went in with my NYX, the retractable lip liner, and this is in the shade Nude. And then I also went in with one of my favorite lipsticks. This is by L'Oreal, and it's just called Jennifer's Nude, but just a really, really pretty, kind of has pink undertones to it, but one of my favorite shades. So then we're going to go in with a little bit of a topper. Not that I really need it with this lipstick, but it's a Fenty Beauty product. And this is the Fenty Beauty, the Gloss Bomb. And I have this one in the shade Diamond Milk. So very, very pretty packaging. Used it tons. Just a really, really great gloss. Just kind of put it right in the center and then tap it in. All right, so all the makeup is on. I'm really liking so far how this foundation is looking. It's way different than that L'Oreal Infallible, like way different. This is not feeling like dry on my face at all right now. It's very comfortable, very light. I like, even when I'm moving my face around, it feels great. So really enjoying this. So I'm going to do a full day wear test. It is just about, well, it's just a little after 11 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to wear this as long as I can until this evening, and then I will come back and do a final thoughts for you guys and see how well it's done, if it's settled into my fine lines, that sort of thing. So far I'm liking the coverage. The coverage is pretty good. I would say yes, definitely it is more of a medium coverage on my face. But yeah, really enjoying it so far. So I will see you guys a little bit later on tonight. Okay, we're here for our final check-in, and it is currently 8:30 at night. So I have had this on, I'm going to say probably about 10 hours, because when I did my first check in with my time. I think it was just after 11 o'clock, but I had put it on previously before that, probably about half an hour, 45 minutes. So I'm going to say this is about 10 hours that I've had it on. I'm going to zoom you in, and we're going to look a little bit closer to see how well the foundation has worked on my skin so far. So I'm just going to pop you in here. Okay, so now that I have you all zoomed in, we're going to just quickly go through. I'm just going to kind of look in the viewfinder as I'm talking to you, so I can kind of see what I'm looking at here. But so far, I am really, really impressed with this foundation. I think I'm quite pleasantly surprised because of my experience with the L'Oreal one. I was just a little bit hesitant about this one. Powder foundations probably aren't the best for dry skin, if I'm being totally honest. I like to try them just because it's one of those ones that it can be quick and easy. If you're, like I said, I think early in the video, like you're trying to get out the door real quick, you just want to put something on your face really quickly, and powder foundations really can help you with that. But if you have oily skin, this would be a really good foundation for you. I think it would be really nice. I can see so far, like my forehead wrinkles will always be there. It doesn't matter if I wear a liquid foundation or not. I do have that little dry patch right up here, which I think it's just accentuated it ever so slightly. But not too bad. The only place that I can see that it has worn off, so there's just a little patch here. I'm not sure why, because I really tried hard not to touch my face today, as I do that when I'm testing a foundation. I really try hard not to touch my face. So I can see that there's just like a little patch here. Not sure why that's worn off there. But for the most part, I can see in here, if you watch my L'Oreal one, like in my smile lines, really, really accentuated my fine lines. This one actually isn't too bad. I'm quite surprised. This is, if I'm being honest, it's quite comparable if I was wearing a liquid foundation. And so this has really impressed me a lot. The blurring effect when it says it's taken away all my pores. I can see, you can probably see that all in here. I do still have my pores. What I'll say is that it has softened my pores, that's for sure. Like for in here, the pores are not as prominent, but definitely, yes, it has softened them up. Again, the shade, not my perfect shade. If I'll probably go and get another shade. This one, like I said earlier, I have this in 260. I think there's like a shade 230, which would be a step down for this one. I think it just was just a tad too dark for me. It's helped that I have a little bit of self-tanner going on right now. So it doesn't look as like such a big shade difference for me. And it doesn't oxidize, it doesn't do any of that. So I am pleasantly surprised. I am really, really happy with this foundation. It's going to be more of with any sort of powder foundation, it's more of a natural matte. It's not a drying looking matte foundation. It just is like really natural looking, and it doesn't get cakey, like not at all. There's no cakiness going on, which I'm very, very happy with. So I would say my final thoughts would be, this isn't a foundation if you have really, really dry skin. It probably wouldn't be the one for you. People with oily skin would probably prefer it a little bit more than a dry skin person. It still looks like quite true as to when I put it on 10 hours ago, and it hasn't really faded. So my high hopes that I had has paid off, I'm hoping. So I will be using this foundation again. What I probably would do after the next time I use it is use a primer like I normally would after or like before I'm using a foundation, put primer on. That might help blur some of the pores that I have going on here. But I can't believe, like, my skin feels so incredibly smooth. It's quite amazing actually. And I can kind of see up in here in this up in this area right here where I put that highlighter. I think I've said that before, like by the end of the night, some highlighters just kind of accentuate my crow's feet area. But I think that's what this highlighter is doing. I can just kind of see some crow's feet up there really pronounced. So that's the only thing about sometimes powder highlighters. They can just kind of creep up into those fine lines. So, but overall, I can't say that I have a lot of negatives about this foundation. I will definitely be trying it again. Let me know down in the comments below whether you would like to see a comparison between the Fenty and the L'Oreal, And if that would be something that interests you, because I like to make videos for you guys, and if it's not something that you don't want to see, then I won't make that. But I think it would be kind of interesting to see how the two compare, because what I've seen is that it's supposed to be a dupe for the other one, but from my experience, the L'Oreal and that, they definitely not a dupe on, at least on my skin. I much more prefer the Fenty than over the L'Oreal. Now I am going to have a few more videos coming out this week, so I'm trying not to bombard you too much, but there was just a couple of deadlines that I had with some of the products. So if don't be surprised if you see a couple more videos this week. I'm busy. I was busy today trying to film and edit, and I had a whole bunch of I did actually a couple of videos today, so it's been a very busy day, but hopefully you like them. And I'm very happy. I have a whole bunch of products that I ordered on the Sephora VIB sale, and I actually just got notification today that they're actually being shipped now. I ordered them like earlier this week, and I still wasn't getting an email saying, like, they'll send an email saying, oh, the products have been shipped. So I just got that today, so I'm not sure when they'll be arriving, probably hopefully early this week. And I will be doing a video with some of those new products. I'm super excited for a couple of them. I hope I shade matched a few of them. It's always one of those things about trying to order stuff online, but hopefully it works out. So stay tuned for those. And like I said before, I will always have all of the products that I've used today. I will always have those linked down in the description box. And let me know down below also if you've tried this foundation and what your thoughts were on it. I always like to hear your thoughts on products and whether you liked it or not, whether you didn't like it. And before you head out, I hope you consider subscribing and becoming a little part of my world here on YouTube. And don't forget to hit that little notification bell, and that way you're notified whenever I upload new videos. And you can also follow me over on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. I have all of those. Those are always listed down in the description box as well. And as always, I hope everybody has a great week and a great life, and I will see you all very soon in my next video. Bye!